We sound good. All right, cool. Make sure it's your first time coming over to the rebrand. If you've never been here before, say, what is this? I don't know what this channel is. We talked about this a few days ago. We wanted to rebrand and just talk about some things here that we wanted to just kind of put in perspective. Black America, different things in Black America. As we don't doing the other things we're doing, you know how that goes. All right, so tonight, make sure, click the like button. That's very, very important to spread the video out here so people can actually see it. And yes, we definitely would like for people to donate love offerings to the Black congregation. Love offerings is always good. If you're watching this after the live stream, you can always do a thing called Super Thanks as well. That's another way to give love offerings. We believe in love offerings in the congregation. So today, in the Black congregation, we got Jussie Smollet today. Now, he's in the congregation because of what happened at his case. Now, in his sentencing, I'm pretty sure some of you seen this, some of you have not seen this, but Jussie's new name, I guess, is going to be Jussie Luther Kang. And the reason why I say Jussie Luther Kang, I want you to see why I am calling him this. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the actual video. Not to take up too much of your time. This Black, are we here to crucify? Okay, April. Let me before I get started, let's get here for a minute. April, you know me by now. I believe in accountability. It don't matter who do it. I don't care what color, what gender, what sexual orientation. Don't care. And I get to why Jussie put himself in this situation. I'm not going to coddle Jussie in this. He made a choice, and his choice actually hurt other Black people doing the good work in Chicago. So please, if you think that we should just go along and not talk about what Jussie did that was wrong, that it hurts the collective, even in Chicago, then you need to reassess that. So let's get to this video.
Do you have any questions?
No, I would just like to say to Your Honor that I am not suicidal. That's what I would like to say.
Okay.
I am not suicidal.
Okay.
I am not suicidal. I am innocent, and I am not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect you and I respect the jury, but I did not do this. And I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself. And you must all know that. I respect you, Your Honor. I respect your decision. Jail time. I am not suicidal.
Okay. Mr. Uche, let me inquire, are there any post-sentencing motions you care to present right now?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, Ms. Widow.
The defense would wish to present a motion to reconsider sentence.
All right.
And file it in standard.
All right. It is timely filed.
Thank you, Judge.
And let me say, I've obviously considered the sentence at great length. And it's timely filed, so it's preserved for purposes of appeal. The motion to reconsider sentence is respectfully denied. And is there another, one second, Randy. Anything else? Just a second. Is there going to be a notice of appeal filed?
Yes, Judge. We filed a notice of appeal. We're going to be emailing to the clerk right now, to the office.
You're doing it in standard? And are you going to be handling the appeal?
Judge, as of now, yes.
Well, you have to commit to handling the appeal through the appellate court.
I'll pause just a minute. April, if you say you was not talking about me at all, I apologize, April. Just letting you know.
Okay. All right. Notice of appeal may be filed. Charlotte, now I need the prosecutors to work with Charlotte, the probation officer, to work out probation specifications. So with the conditions I just explained, 150 days in the county jail, the restitution, the fines. Oh, and also statutory DNA and costs are ordered as well. That's statutory. So you have to fill out the probation specifications, and I'm going to get somebody to help you do that, but we need to get that done in standard. Anything else today? Yes.
Your Honor, if I may, in light of the notice of appeal, we would ask that you suspend the jail sentence in light of the in-standard filing of the notice of appeal.
Did I do what?
Suspend the jail sentence in light of the notice of filing of appeal.
That will be respectfully denied. Yes, Mark. Mr. Lewis.
If it can be stayed.
in light of our notice of appeal.
No, I'm not staying. No. The wheels of justice turn slowly, and sometimes the hammer of justice has to fall, and it's falling right here, right now. I'm not staying this. This happens right here, right now. Charlotte?
I know you said that Mr. Smollett been given to the
Yeah, I'll talk to you about it. I'll give you those details. Okay? All right. Any other matters to come before the court today? All right. Defendants remanded to the custody of sheriff. Court is adjourned.
I am not suicidal.
Stop locking up our class.
I am not suicidal, and I am innocent. I could have said that I was guilty a long time ago.
Oh, Lord. Okay. All right. I want to let it play through all the way just in case the people that never seen it possibly. But I want to go back to his speech here, and I want to stop it. Let me get to the point when he was standing up. Let me see here. Let's start here, and I'll stop it.
Jury, but I did not do this, and I am not suicidal.
All right. He says he did not do this. Jussie. Let me get back on the screen here. Just for a minute, we'll go back. Jussie, during that time the judge was reading his assessment before he gave the sentence, and Blockavelli, thank you for the love offering to the congregation. Appreciate your love offering, brother. I saw it. He said, because I heard the whole thing, he said a part of you did get good things in society. Your family is known to be, in social justice. He said that. He acknowledged that. You even had your 92-year-old grandmother come up there, right? Because, Jussie is, half white Jewish. So his white Jewish grandma was up there speaking for him. And she didn't take accountability for him either. But the judge has said that Jussie was narcissistic and arrogant, and that's what came out of him in this case, and he even perjured himself. Now, Jussie say he did not do this. Well, Jussie, who did it, brother? Who did it? Even when you got caught in your lie, you should say, you know what? Yeah, I did it because of X, Y, Z. It wouldn't even went that far. You did it, man. Come on. Come on, Jussie. You did it. I couldn't believe. I said, really? That's what he going to say? Really? But let's get back to the screen here with old Jussie Luther Kang.
If anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself. And you must all know that.
All right. So, Jussie, I don't really think somebody's gunning for you in Cook County Jail. I don't think someone is. I think you'll get roasted, though. I really think the brother's going to roast you in jail. I really think they're going to roast you because of what you did. You understand what I'm saying? They're going to roast you. And I don't see nobody gunning for you. But, I got to keep it 100. I don't know. Jussie may fall in love in there. Because Jussie, he says he's part of the LGBT, so he may fall in love in there. I mean, that's what he may do, but I don't really see too many people. And then Jussie, you know what? If you really think something gonna happen to you in there, that's all you got to do. People who's the biggest and baddest dudes in there, you in there 5 months. Just have your family put some money on their books and say, look, I keep your books, maxed out as long as y'all make sure not a hair on my head is touched. Trust me, some of these dudes ain't got no family giving them nothing. So if you come in jail talking about you gonna make sure they books stay full, at least while you in there, man, you got some goons on your side, Jussie. So nah, Jussie, ain't nobody gonna touch you. I mean, you're not a fighter like that, so you gonna have to go ahead on and keep people books full. That's all, Jussie. It's nothing wrong.
I respect you, Your Honor. I respect your decision. Jail time. I am not suicidal.
All right. Now, when I was watching the thing, the judge has said he has a felony count, even though it's the lowest felony count, right? So he could have got 1 to 3 years for each count in state penitentiary. Jussie, the sentence that he got, 150 days, and then 30 months probation. And in his probation, he don't have to stay in Chicago. He can live wherever he want to live in the country, do whatever he want to do. All he got to do is pick up the phone and check in. Deborah Abina, thank you from Canada. Thank you for the love of our office. They could have just admitted he was wrong. Arrogance. You doggone right, Sister Deborah. He can live wherever he want to live. All he got to do is call and check in. Most people do not have a probation like that. The judge, if he wanted to, if he was really pissed off, could have sentenced him to 15 years in state penitentiary for each count. He had 5 counts. And this is the way he's going to act. I'd have been like, man, you're doing it in county. He could have sent you 150 days to state penitentiary. Well, he let you do it in county.
Mr. Uche, let me inquire, are there any post-sentencing motions you care to present right now?
Now, let me rewind something real quick with Jussie. I want y'all to see something else.
I did this, then it means that I stuck my.
Hold on. Watch this lawyer on the right-hand side.
Okay.
Watch her.
Suicidal.
Look, she hit him like, boy, stop. You about to mess up my appeal? What are you doing, Jussie? She hit him like I don't know how many times. Look, let's see, rewind that back. Hold on. I want y'all to pay attention to that. Watch her.
Suicidal. I am innocent.
You see it?
Like not suicidal.
Like, Jussie, what are you doing, brother?
If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of black Americans in this country for over 400 years. And the fears
this woman like, oh, Lord.
Your Honor,
What I got to deal with this crazy fool?
But I did not do this. And I am not suicidal.
Now, look his other lawyer to the left-hand side. Now, he looking around like he crazy.
If anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself. And you must all know that. I respect you, Your Honor. I respect.
Well, watch the lawyer on the left-hand side.
Jail time.
When he said jail time, he looked up like, oh, come on, brother. He could have gave you 15 years and you, Jesus, look. Look at that brother. Like, hold on, rewind that back.
Good decision. Jail
what?
Time. I am not suicidal.
Oh man, Jussie put on a performance of his life. Jussie, you should have did it on Empire, brother. The judge just said you was making $2 million a year at the time. How in the hell you mess up $2 million a year? All you got to do is go act, Jesus, and you gonna mess all it up for clout.
Post-sentencing motions you care to present right now?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, Ms. Will.
And if he wouldn't have acted a fool, maybe the judge would have let him make it on some things. When they kept asking for things for him, I think the judge maybe would have let him make it. But no, Jussie had to act a fool, so the judge was like, hell no, I ain't giving you nothing. Nope. And something else he said too. Let me get back here with Jussie. Hold on. Something I wonder, because he did one of them, I'm black, but I'm also OJ too. Let me see, where's that point at? Let me back it up.
Okay.
I'm not suicidal.
Okay.
I am not suicidal. I am innocent. And
She
I'm
go
not
saying,
suicidal.
Jussie, stop, brother.
If I did this, then it means that I
And she
stuck
say,
my
oh,
fist
Lord,
in the
I gotta be
fears
putting
of
up with this
black
crazy
Americans in this
fool.
country for over 400 years, and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor.
Oh, Lord, there he go. He said LGBT. Boy. Sister Deborah say Jussie still think he in a movie. He talks about LGBT. Let me back that up.
I'm not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect you.
Jussie. The LGBT isn't supporting you, brother. The LGBT never supported you from the beginning. The white LGBT, when they found out you were lying, they dropped you quicker than a hot potato. And yes, you put a fist in the face of black America. You sure did. Let's rewind that part again. So all that acting he doing.
Of black Americans in this country for over 4 I'm not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect you and I respect.
I'm still trying to figure out, why did he bring up LGBT? This case had nothing to do with LGBT. Why did you bring it up? This case, Jussie, you lied on some imaginary MAGA people. You got some Nigerians in on your crap, and because them Nigerians can get deported, they dined you out. They dined you out real quick. That's really what they like about the black immigrant, is because they can threaten them. Hey, you don't tell me what I want, I'm gonna throw you out of here. you know, even if you're a naturalized U.S. citizen, they still could take that away from you too. So just because you got a quote unquote citizenship as an immigrant, you're still not safe. Only people who's safe is born citizens who are born in this land. But Jussie, life education and time. Thank you very much for joining. Let me see. Hold on. Make sure I read this. Donnie Lee said, let's get 150 days for Carolyn Bryant. Donald, I'm glad you brought that up. Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up. Black folk has been living in this country for what, at least 500 years or so. And when some of y'all bring up white folk, have you accepted the reality of what it is in this country? I've said this many times before, and some of you just don't get it. There's a set of laws for black people, and there's a set of laws to white people. There's unspoken laws. Yes, white folks have lied many times. They've lied more than any other group. Jussie didn't cause a mass riot. Jussie didn't cause people to get strung up. Jussie didn't cause any of that. No, he didn't. Carolyn Bryant that you mentioned, she's still alive today, and she admit that she lied. And nothing happened to her, and she caused the death of Emmett Till, and even Biden's Justice Department won't even charge her with anything. But you have to understand, this system was formulated for them. They do heinous crimes to each other. I mean, listen, I remember, and the white supremacists got quiet after that. They left me alone ever since. I remember when I was covering different stories in the community about certain things Pookie and Ray Ray were doing, and you have these white supremacists would come on my channel. And I said, if y'all don't stop coming over here and talking, I'm going to do white on white crime month. And I actually did it on this particular channel that I'm on now. I did white on white crime month. And during white on white crime month, they do some of the most heinous things to each other. And they don't get no jail time. But the jail system wasn't built to lock up them. They got to do something horrible to get locked up. You understand? So comparing yourself to them is a waste of time. Oh, well, they did it. Of course they did it. They do more crime than you. Everything that you could point out, they talk about black folk, they do more of. They commit more crime because there's more of them. When they talk about single mothers, there's more. Listen, look at the census. There are more white single mothers in this country than any other group. White single mothers. They have a single mother epidemic in the white community. They have a crime epidemic. They lead in crime. When you talk about getting rid of your children, not to say that word so the algorithm won't pick it up, they lead in that. Anything you could think of, they lead. The only reason why they're not mass incarcerated is because their own people is in control of it. And when they see their own people come in there, they say, oh, well, he reminds me of my brother. He reminds me of my son. He just made a mistake, but he violated 5 females. He was drunk. You know what I'm saying? But if Tyrone was to grope a woman, Tyrone going to jail. Not to say that Tyrone should get away with anything, but I'm saying is the system is made for them to get away with everything. I don't waste my time trying to compare myself to them and what they get away with, what they don't get away with, because I see their world falling apart as we speak. And it doesn't take you very much to look at how their world is falling apart. Go back starting in 2019. It's when the beginning has started of the end for them. You got to think about it. 2019 came up, what they say, that 400 years itself. We commemorated 400 years of that mark. And after that 400 years, then what happened? Judgment, because we were taken away to a foreign land that's not ours and put into bondage under a group of people, right? And made to suffer and be afflicted. And then after that 400 years, all of a sudden calamity started. And has the calamity stopped? The virus came in here and took out about roughly, they say, 1 million people, mostly them. They tried to lie and say it's affecting black. No. It didn't affect all the black people like that. Go to the African continent, you can see that too. It didn't affect them like that. but affected them folks. They would have never tried to scurry for a if it was just affecting us. So they could stop all that. So they dealt with all that wave right then, right? And shout out to I remember the brother TB Joshua, and when he talked about the virus, he said it was going to come in and be a plague, and he said then it was going to disappear the way it came in, and he said something else going to come behind it before that brother passed away. So now, right after that, old Putin, I guess he was the cure to the virus, because you don't hear them even talking about the virus no more. I mean, the virus is mysteriously disappeared thanks to Putin. Shout out to Putin, I guess. And now you have that situation going on, right? And now they're infighting. You know, Jim Crow Joe is upset because he's tired of people blaming him for inflation and everything else. So when it comes to Jussie, because let me wrap up about Jussie before I get to talking about one other thing in this string. Oh, let me make sure you check. Okay, Sister Jackie, thank you for the love offering that you gave to the congregation. And I appreciate that for the love offering. Jussie found out real quick that he black, he not LGBT. You want to do all this raising your fist, being Jussie Luther Kang. I mean, I guess that didn't work for you, Jussie. And the white LGBT left you hanging. And they always going to leave you hanging. You better be black before you LGBT, period. That community is not for you. And if you sit down and talk to some brothers and sisters in the LGBT community, they will tell you about the racism that they deal with. They don't get a break because they LGBT. That's why I ain't got a problem with my LGBT brothers and sisters. I don't have an issue with them at all. They living like I'm living. We both black. You know, we dealing with some issues. I tell people all day long, hey, fight for the community. You know what I'm saying? If it's a stud, you know, like young M.A., come on, young M.A., let's get in the trenches. Or, you know, are you a queen or something? Or shoot, you know, tie that hair up, queen, let's fight. I don't care. You know, we got to get these white supremacists off our back. Don't matter. Care what you are. I'm not discriminatory like that. Now, I tell people all day long, I do believe in the traditional nuclear family and everything, but I'm not against my people. It's just bottom line. The only time I got an issue is when the white LGBT and the Democrats are pushing things on our people. The black LGBT is not doing that. They're not the leaders of that, and they don't even get funded to do that. They use the black LGBT as mascots. That's what they use them for. But all you got to do is talk to them long enough, and you'll see how they don't really get anything. They're abused and everything else. So, no, I ain't got an issue like that. But Jussie was made to understand, and even because of who Jussie was, he still was given a break. He really was. And he's not appreciative of that. And that's the messed up part. Now, the repercussions of what Jussie did in Chicago or wherever else. Now, Jussie's name is used as a punchline. So if something really do happen to a brother or sister in Chicago, that's like, let's say like that for real, it's, oh, you lying like Jussie? Immediately, they're going to run to Jussie's name. And that's going to carry on for a while. Because there have been times that black folks have lied. There's been some. And it hurts everybody else when you do that. That's what I'm upset about. I'm not mad at Jussie's in Cook County Jail. I'm not sitting up here talking about he should get out. I'm not trying to campaign anything for Jussie, because Jussie chose to hurt not only himself, his family, and his community, the black community. He chose to hurt because he wanted to clout chase, ladies and gentlemen. So none of us should feel bad for Jussie. Now, another thing I want to talk about as we get into this, something else. Let me put this up on the screen. Your girl Kamala, the other day, and I posted this on our main channel, the African Diaspora News channel. That your girl Kamala went to Poland, and they're asking about these refugees. Now, I want to let you know, these Ukrainian refugees are already here. I want to let you know that. I got to see a report on CGTN, which is the Chinese news channel. Because, they're not really highlighting them too much on the American news, but the Chinese news highlighted them. It's those. Where's the brothers and sisters in Chicago? You know, are you down there? Some people in Chicago, holler at us in Chicago. They're already in Chicago. They was already interviewing them. They gave them the temporary protected status for being refugees. Thank you, brother, regarding of Israel blog channel. Thank you, brother, for the love offering of $5. You know, may you enjoy the Sabbath day tomorrow, my Israeli brother. Anyway, so they're already in Chicago, and they will be coming to a city near you. Now, you would not know who they are. You think, oh, that's just another, white person, and until you see their name or hear them speak their language or whatever. So they're coming in. They getting a bag, okay? They getting a bag too. Everybody's getting a bag. Everybody's being handed checks except Black America. And, not here, but I will go through it on our podcast about something Biden had posted and how he just greatly posted how he's giving bags to everybody else and harming Black people. But we'll get to that in the podcast. But your girl Kamala, now we know Kamala's history. She was in California. She ended up going to the prosecutor's office in San Francisco. It was a lot of corruption and dirt in her prosecution office, getting Black folks locked up on false pretenses, left and right. Sister Deborah says, why Missoula look out for each other? Yes, they do. Thank you for the donation to the congregation. Anyway. So Kamala was in the DA's office. Then, Kamala got with old downtown Willie Brown. And, even though downtown Willie Brown had a wife at the time, Kamala didn't care about wives or didn't care about, girl code and, black girl magic. She didn't care about that. Kamala was about getting what she wanted to get out of downtown Willie Brown. So, she was a side chick and a belly warmer for downtown Willie Brown. And he ended up helping her get all the way up to the Attorney General's office in California. I mean, Kamala, she got to the top on her back. That's her history. We know how she was locking up Black moms and all of that, with truancy, laughing about it. She always laughing about something, right? Oh, Kamala is such a comedian. She really is. Well, Kamala decided to run for president. And because of her record, Black folk was like, man, I don't want that chick. That chick is no, hell no. So her presidential campaign fizzled out pretty quick, right? So with that being said, she ended up dropping out. But in a debate, she was talking about Jim Crow Joe. Called him out. Talking about what he did with women and how she believed women and all of that. And speaking about believing women, which I'm going to have to cover this on another channel, Chris Brown got out of another one because he kept some text messages. And Deshaun Watson, who was being accused, the Houston grand jury didn't indict him on no crime at all. So, yeah, that believe all women thing, y'all gonna have to revisit that. Anyway, so then later when he's looking for a vice president, he picks her. Now, how you go from literally calling Biden a white supremacist to being with him all of a sudden? So I guess he didn't change the busing thing that you called him out. I guess, was that different all of a sudden because he asked you to be the vice president? Right? I mean, everything you said about the man and you still went with him, like that's when your credibility was even shot. Even more, it's when you went with the man anyway. I couldn't call somebody some white supremacist and all of that, and you see me all butted up with him like, yeah, we business partners. Like last week, Phil, you called him a white supremacist. Now you all butted with him? Like what happened? He didn't change his ways in 7 days? That's what Kamala ended up doing, right? So he sent Kamala to Poland, all this stuff going on with the Ukraine and all the different things that's going on with that. Hold on, let me say DPB79, thank you for the donation. And I'm sorry, love offering to the Black congregation. Thank you for that. Because we do definitely need to get some things done in the congregation. Anyway, so he sent her to Poland. Kamala, your girl. Ski wee. Ski Weed, Chucks and Pearls Kamala. Put her on the world stage at an important time. And I want you to watch your girl Kamala. Just watch her.
Is the United States willing to make a specific allocation for Ukrainian refugees? And for President Duda, I wanted to know if you think, and if you asked the United States to specifically accept more refugees.
Okay. A friend in need is a friend in need.
Okay, so this time, Szanowna Pani Redaktor.
All right, I always let it play first because now we're gonna take our time and analyze this video. All right, so let's get to our girl Kamala here.
Is the United States willing to make a specific allocation for Ukrainian refugees? And for President Duda, I wanted to know if you think, and if you asked the United States to specifically accept more refugees.
All right, so she listening very, very intently here. You know, she looking very serious. At the time, you don't pay attention to Kamala. You say, man, Kamala about to say something cold, right? All right, so she looking. Then she give you that look like, what I supposed to say?
Okay.
So dude looking at you, looking at her like, man, you the vice president. What you supposed to say? She didn't have nothing to say. All she could say is okay.
A friend in need is a friend in need.
Kamala's goofy. She's actually goofy. A friend in need is a friend in need. I'm laughing at her now. I think it's funny. This woman went all the way to Poland, could not answer a question. Hold on. Let me get back to Kamala. That doggone Kamala, boy. Let me get back to her. I mean, what was that, Kamala? Well, look, hold on. I gotta get back to it. That dumbfounded look right there. That's a dumbfounded look. I don't know what the hell.
A friend in need is a friend in need.
I mean, look how goofy she's looking.
This time,
Oh God.
Szanowna Pani Redaktor.
Oh God. Y'all. Oh boy. I know some of y'all may not about to agree with what I'm about to say, but poor Kamala. Poor Kamala. And the reason why I'm gonna say poor Kamala this time is because she took a job that she shouldn't have got. And what them folks been saying about Kamala is that Kamala don't like to read. They give her briefings all the time and she don't bother to read it. So since she ain't not reading anything, how does she really know what to answer? That job that she has, you know, you got to read a lot, right? But Kamala looked so. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? She had that bimbo laugh, that just being a bimbo. Don't know what you're talking about. You're laughing. You know them folks are serious right now. They watching a lot of their own people dying horrible deaths right now. On camera, and you laughing about it. Oh, and then one of those MPs out there in Ukraine had typed right after she said that, oh, I hope she never become the president, because how did she say it? She said something about it's going to be a horrible thing if she becomes a president of the United States. I mean, yeah, everybody knows that, right? But yeah, that's your girl Kamala. Let me go ahead and address something real quick. Hold on, somebody. Michael Payne said, feeling your biggest fan, you're very bright. By the way, did you see my email from the Black Agenda and cash reparations? Michael, I did receive the email. I did actually look at it. I read it, what you sent. It has a lot of good ideas in it that from what I see. A few things that I would say, but I think you're on the right track. Now, let me tell you one about Michael. Michael, I don't know where you actually from, Michael, because are you, I know you have Asian descent, but I don't know what country you're from. If you could let us know what country you're from. Sister Deborah says, I ain't doing nothing just for black people, Harris. Yeah. She clearly tell us that. But yeah. All she had, if she didn't have an answer to it, all she had to say was, "Oh, y'all gonna take some refugees?" She would say, "As of right now, that's on the table. We were having a discussion about that. But what we're doing with Ukrainian people right now that's already in the country, we're giving them temporary protected status. And while we discuss with our team, what could we do to help with this matter?" That's all she had to say. I wouldn't even know if that's what really happened, but it's just, you ever heard that thing about certain things you could just say to sound like you know what you're talking about, but you don't even have an answer? That's all she had to say. Now, Kamala's college educated. You mean to tell me Kamala couldn't come up with nothing at all? Just a friend in need is a friend indeed? Like, really? I mean, if Kamala could be the vice president, my God, then I could be the president. Well, shoot, look at Biden. He calling Ukrainians Iranians, so I could be the president, probably better than them. My God. Now, I don't think people would want me to become the president. I always tell people that you don't want me to become the president, because I would easily tell people, like, it ain't our issue, not our concern. It's not our concern, and we're not giving nobody no money no more. We got homelessness on our own streets. Why are we giving money to y'all? What I'm saying is, people like Kamala, and Kamala don't even realize that the Democrat Party really screwed her. They really screwed her, because she's looking so bad in America right now that she wouldn't be able to be over the dog catcher when she get out. I mean, she really making herself look bad, but it's also making Biden look bad on top of that, because, bruh, you sent her. You sent that woman, and she don't know nothing, because, well, you barely know something too, but you sent her. If anybody should have went, you should have went and talked to them people. I'm just saying. But, this is supposedly our black representation. No, Kamala is not a black representation. She never have been. Kamala is quote unquote black when it's convenient. That's when she's black. The only black person that I will say that's the highest a black person got from the soil would be Michelle Obama, because she's from the soil. Barack Obama didn't come from the soil. He is a product of a white woman and a Kenyan father. And his Kenyan father wasn't even in his life like that. So I can't even say he was raised with Kenyan upbringing. I can't even say that. He was raised by his white grandmother and them and his white mama. Matter of fact, Obama didn't even date black women at all. Michelle was his first one. And from what the word on the street was, the only reason why he started looking at Michelle was because they told him you would never ascend in black politics in America being with a white woman. That's what he was told, from what I heard. Let's see here. Hold on. Antoine Richardson said, I'm a long time Dragon Ball Z fan here. So you say you go, Mr. P.O. I don't know. Didn't know Mr. P.O. I don't even know who P.O. is. I don't even know who that is. But okay. All right. So anyway, yeah, Kamala and all of them, the Democrats have a track record, as you can see. They're not picking black people from the soil, right? You look at your Sheila Jackson Lees. She's not from the soil. You look at people that's up there, like we talked about Obama. It's so many of them that's not from the soil. Now, I'm not saying people from the soil can't sell out now, because Clyburn, he is from the soil, but he sold out. Right? He's owned by corporations. I told y'all, if you really want to know what your so-called black representation is doing and who's funding them, go to fec.gov and type in the particular representative that you want to find out, and they have to publicly disclose all the money that they're getting to the FEC. So you see the millions of dollars, you'll see the individual people donating to them, you'll see it all in plain sight. Who's giving money to these particular campaigns. So these people, that's why the Congressional Black Caucus isn't for black people. It is a caucus that's Democrat first, controlled by white corporations. They are the black face that represents white supremacy. Because you notice they never go against the Democrat Party at all. They never stand with us for anything and sign off on other groups of people getting money, access, protection, everything. And wasn't Kamala supporting Jussie at one point in time? Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't Kamala, I think Michelle Obama too, was all behind Jussie? Oh, you say he was a troll? Well, hey, listen, if somebody is a troll and they want to donate to troll, well, God bless them for donating to the congregation. That's fine. Hold on. Sir One Jr. donated to the congregation. Says Barack Obama's real father isn't Kenyan. His real father was in Hawaii and looks just like him. No, sir. His father's from straight up Kenya. I seen that man, that man's tribe, and all them people came out. Everybody know that dude was from Kenya. No, Anyway, let's see here. They still look at Obama like, yeah. Well, see, this is the problem, and what I'm about to say, I'm not trying to be offensive when I'm about to say this, because some brothers and sisters that we have, they can't help who their parents are at all, but it's hard for a person who has a white mother and white father to really go hard in the paint, like talking about. See, Barack Obama, this is the, what's the word I'm looking for? The tragic mulatto archetype. And the reason why they say the tragic mulatto is because they have a war within themselves. They're dealing with two polar opposite groups who is basically mortal enemies. See, black folks and white folks are mortal enemies. I don't care what you say they are. Now, I'm not saying all black folks and white folks can't get along. Prime example, dogs and cats. They're mortal enemies. They really don't like each other like that. Now, you can raise a dog and cat to get along just fine. They can grow up together. They can even fight for each other. A dog and a cat, right? But the average dog and the average cat don't like each other. If they see that dog or cat away from each other, it probably would be on and popping. Right? So when you have the quote unquote tragic mulatto, is that you have the black side that's very demanding that they walk in their blackness and, you know, the history that we have. Then they have that white side of them too. Now they, you know, being white is part of who they are. And some of them want to relate to the white side. Some of them want to relate to the white side more. And when they try to go to the white side rejects them. The white side let them know you are not one of us. You are black. Go over there with them. And sometimes that really hurts them. When they can grow up in the suburbs, they have they friends and all of that. And then they finally get around some real white supremacists and say, nah, you can't come around here. I don't care how light skinned you are. I don't care if you look like what's the rapper Lotto. I don't care if you light skinned like her and got a white mom and a black daddy. You can't come over here. Go over there. And really, if they go over there, a lot of times, especially if you're a female, you'll be more embraced over there than you definitely would be over there. They are real keen about those quote unquote biracials coming around them because they don't want none to be like, you remember the movie Queen? They don't want you to be a queen and go in there and blend in with them and sneak in, you know, that black ancestry. They don't want that. And then later they have a baby come up like, you cheated on me. No, I didn't. Oh no, because so-and-so was passing. This person was passing all this time. And they don't want that. Let's see. Hold on. Somebody say, well, Antoine donated again. And shout out to Antoine. It says Kamala is related to Jussie. I don't know if they are or not. Also donated once again. It says sin is the root of racism. As long as sin exists, you're going to have racism. As long as the white supremacists exist, you're going to have racism. Black folks don't practice that. We really don't. That's their disease in the world. That's the virus that they brought. Prior to them coming on the scene, people didn't divide on no color. People divided on religion. People divided on tribe. That's the two things for sure. That people have tribal wars, yes. Did people fight religious wars? Yes. Yes, they did. But this color thing is actually, in the scheme of world history, this is a new phenomenon, actually. That's came in with the rise of the white supremacists. So we as black people, like I said, we just, watching, we biding our time. We seeing what the end gonna be. Trust me, y'all keep an eye out on all that Russia, Ukraine, all that stuff that's going on over there right now. Because that's gonna drag their world down a lot further. Cause see, let me tell y'all something what's happening. See, they doing something I've never seen before. They didn't even do this in Iraq, Afghanistan, or nothing. What they doing to Putin, like they literally cutting him off from the freaking world. They put sanctions on people before, but they told they pressure all the American companies to leave Russia, right? Visa, MasterCard, they not even doing transactions in there anymore, which really hurts. You have you can't even, Netflix not even showing nothing. Like YouTube has suspended their ads in Russia. Like anybody like is attached to the EU and US, whatever, they are just taking everything away from them. And do you know Russian people that they say that's like vacation overseas, they literally broke now because they can't go to take their bank card and go get some money out. So when they tell you about global white supremacy and the white supremacists control the world, they do. As of right now, they do, because they made sure to get everybody into their system. The only way the white supremacists don't control you until you break away from their system. Now, recently, speaking of that, I just saw a story where they're talking about, and it's just kind of related to what we speaking about. That's why I'm bringing this up. But out in South Africa, they talking about trying to get a single currency on that continent. Now, the last one that talked about doing that, he ended up getting killed. But they should do it anyway. Hannah Bryant donated to the congregation, say Skamala submits to men she respects, not black men. And Brother Donnie says black congregation slice that like button. Appreciate y'all giving love offerings. Kamala, let's see. Well, Kamala submitted to Willie Brown. You can't say that. Kamala submits to whoever can get her ahead. If a black man it comes up where it can get Kamala ahead somewhere, Kamala submits something. Now at the time she wasn't with Zaddy at the time, but who's to say that, man, Kamala, Kamala get in when she fit in. It is what it is. Kamala gonna have that paid money for the rest of her life being a vice president, because they get their salary for the rest of their life. So Kamala got a good retirement, check. Kamala gonna get out of office and she gonna be doing speaking engagements, doing all kind of things. Kamala gonna be all right. Trust me, Kamala gonna be all right. But she's not gonna become a president whatsoever. Gaddafi, like I said, Gaddafi was trying to give Minister Farrakhan $5 million to the NOI so they can come out and help the black community. And when Gaddafi tried to give that money to Minister Farrakhan, the U.S. government blocked the money. They blocked it. And the minister talked about that. And then they say Gaddafi called and say, look, they blocked me from giving you the money. Come over here to Libya. I come get the money. You can come get it and just take it back, since they blocking me from just sending it to you. Now, why this is the question. Why would you block the money from going to the Nation of Islam to help black people in Chicago and other projects? Because I know the Nation has helped a lot of people. The Nation has been good to me. Definitely been good to me. They have helped me with many different things. I met a lot of good brothers through the Nation. Matter of fact, Brother Sharif, I met him through the Nation, and he's my camera guy. He edits for me too. At least one of my editors, right? So I met them through the Nation. Brother Derek, of course, met him. through the nation. My daughter was going to a Nation of Islam school for, some time. Like, ooh, I mean, just as of recently, she's not in the school. She's doing homeschool because some things have changed, and we kind of wait, maybe seeing how things worked and maybe see about going back. But it was just the operations that happened because COVID really kind of messed them up. What did you say here? Sir One Jr. says Frank Marshall Davis, Obama's real father. He was a journalist and photographer. Obama's grandfather on his mom's side is FBI. Okay. Phil, have you looked her neck, brother? Whose neck? I don't know. I don't care about Kamala's neck. You talking about Kamala? Anyway, so anytime, and I think about that, even if you try to make connections with people, who's to say they're not trying to block you from getting something? These people don't want us in this country to connect with nobody. That's why if you're making connections, you got to keep that on the low. You got to keep that quiet. If any connections that you're making overseas, you got to move, like what they say, gangsters move in silence. You got to move in complete silence in anything that you're doing. I'm telling you, as black people, be wise like that. Be wise as a serpent. Move in silence. Because the problem with a lot of black people is that you talk too much. Especially on the internet, you tell everything. You know how many black folks got arrested for just talking on Instagram? That's those who doing bad things. The police even said that we would have never known they were doing it until they posted that on Instagram. So we talking about even with good things, keep your mouth shut. Only talk to a small inner circle, not online. Okay, talk to a small inner circle. That's part of doing some business or doing things for the community, and do that and just keep your freaking mouth shut. The internet is cool, but everything don't belong on the internet, bruh. Sometimes you got to get off of these apps and actually get face to face with people and have certain conversations, certain meetings with people. I mean, I know the Zoom and all that is great. All right, cool. But if you really want to do some business, you got to get off of these apps because these apps can be hacked and anything else, right? But if you are actually meeting up with people and doing the things that you need to do for the community, we already talking about growing food. Some of y'all don't know how to grow food. There's a lot of people on the continent that you can go out and say, hey, I'm going to go out there for a week or two. I need them to teach me the game on growing this food. And they can go do that. A lot of people need to know that, right? You don't need to be telling these people, I'm going to, I don't know, pick a place. I'm going to Tanzania and I'm going to go out there and learn how to grow food. And then I'm telling them folks everything you're doing. What, so they can sabotage you, sabotage the people, sabotage the trip. Like y'all got to stop talking so much. Brother Eric, he donated to the congregation with his love offering, so he agrees some of us can't hold water. Yeah, that's what it is. Some of y'all talk too doggone much. Stop talking. Even sometimes to family and friends, you cannot tell people everything what you're doing. Sometimes telling people your dream can bring you enemies that you'd have never had if you would have just kept your mouth shut. Nobody got to know about the new house you about to buy. Nobody got to know about the investment that you about to get into. Nobody got to know about the car you going to buy. Nobody got to know about you moving to another city or another town or another country. Nobody got to know anything. You could tell people after you did it. After you move, after you get the money, after you get the promotion, after that dream do happen, and you want to talk about it then, talk about it. Because what people will do is put so much negative energy your way to discourage you. Sometimes you create an enemy out of them. And now this is an enemy you'd have never had if you'd have bridled your tongue. Sometimes the white supremacist is messing with you because now you didn't talk too much online. And now they all after you, not paying attention to what you're doing, trying to sabotage your black progress because of your mouth. Bridle your tongue. Stop telling everybody everything. You don't have to tell people everything. You do. You're grown. We love to tell the black people that, hey, I'm grown, stay out of my business. Well, act like it. Keep your mouth shut. But with that being said, we hit our mark. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on the Black Congregation. I try not to stream too long. I try to get at least 1 hour in. That way, when people go to play it back, like even when I listen to streams, that's like maybe an hour or so. That's cool. But when people get into 3 hours and 4 hours, no, that's not really good, right? But thank you once again for joining us. Make sure you click the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. We will, be coming back doing streams here. It will be me doing the stream. Sometime I may have a guest with me doing the stream, but it'd be, me doing the streams here. Our goal is to start off 3 times a week, and we may increase that as we go with time. Now, next week, as I told some people on the community tab, we will be in South Africa next week. We'll be in Johannesburg and Cape Town. So I'll, do some streams from there as well on this channel. Because even though we are in South Africa, we still got to keep working, right? We can't just, be MIA for too long. I don't even know how it feels to be MIA for too long. It's crazy, right? But yeah, I'm happy to finally do that now. We were supposed to do that trip 2 years ago, but COVID happened. So we say, well, let's wait till it's safe, because I'm going with other people, and at least my team of people, and I don't want nothing to happen. So let's just wait. So we decided to do it now. It's great. It's travel time. So let's get back to the continent. After that, we're wrapping up. We're going to do I think it's Kenya again, actually, but it's going to be, instead of 7 days for those of you who went, it's going to be 12 days, much longer and much more to do. So, but I'll announce that later on when that gets to that point. I'm going to need to wrap up the contract with that. So be on the lookout. I'm a firm believer of this. I'm a believer of international travel. Black people, all of them need a passport just as much as you need a driver's license. Okay. And you need to have some cash money in your house. You need to have your Second Amendment, rights, right? And also your ammo. Make sure all your family, got passports. Make sure you have, generators and, rice and beans and all kind of prepper things. You must be prepared at all times. Because one thing as black folks, we don't believe in preparation. We wait till we are in the thick of it. We may say, oh, them white folks crazy with all that prepper things and doomsday. No, but when things happen, then white folks ready. And you have the same opportunity to get ready too. So I'm a firm believer that, because when that winter storm happened in Texas, we were good over here. But there's some people who wasn't prepared. Some of them died. Unfortunate. But prepare yourself. Prepare yourself, because you don't know what's going to happen. I told people in 2018 about passports. Some didn't listen. And some was telling me, hey, I got it, brother. I made my first trip. I did this, I did that. And then at one point in time, they had shut down the passports so people couldn't get one. Well, now they picked it back up again. So get your passport, ladies and gentlemen, because I told y'all, what if something jump off over here with this mess with Russia? And I say, what would happen to y'all if they hit that power grid, right? And what if, it's getting bad. And if you got a passport and you got a little money, you can say, you know what? Okay, well, I know they're going to make sure the lights stay on at the airport. That's one thing they're going to make sure the lights stay on at. And you got your money and you can get your family out of Dodge if you need to. But don't be in a position where you couldn't even get your family out of Dodge. I always tell people that you never know what this world with these people. They're capable of a lot of evil. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen, once again for joining us. And